There's a lot of junglers banned, and they gave them a first pick Udyr, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I guess Nidalee is fine into it. The problem is the Nidalee doesn't have any setup apart from his bot lane, I guess. Counter picking Gnar with Jace. That's what they did. Sure, they last pick mid Orianna into Zoe. I think Zoe probably gets the push early, but Orianna has a lot of kill pressure at 6, I presume, and Orianna probably scales better in fights. C9's comp is just a poke comp, right? Look at this. You have insane poke. I don't know if did Sven go on hit Varus or poke Varus this game. I can't remember, but whatever. It's still a poke comp. You have really good engage with Leona, but it's very unreliable. I think their engage is really, really unreliable. If you're playing Varus Leona into Kai'Sa Alistar Zoe, I think your engage is really, really unreliable. It's Merc Treads central. It's Cleanse central. There's no real point and click herder engage here. So yeah, their engage kind of sucks. They have a lot of AP damage in mid jungle, which kind of makes Zoe life easier. They have pryos in early game though. They have pushes in early game, right? I think the top's gonna have the push. Bot lane's probably gonna have the push. Mid lane's probably gonna be contested. Nidalee is slower than Udyr a little bit, but it's probably better than 2v2s in top side, so he should path top. But both junglers will probably path top. Even though I've already seen this game, it makes sense. There's no real reason to path top. What I think Blabber should do this game is path top and then backtrack to bot grab. That's what he should have done. But instead, we know what he did, right? Varus didn't play poke Varus, though. Yeah, I think that maybe it's because he wanted to be a bit more late game insurance, but I think poke Varus is really good here. You have Nidalee Jace. Jace will be on a side lane, yeah, but poke Varus is pretty OP, I think. But when he has lethal tempo, it's kind of expected he's going to go on hit. So they warded red, which is kind of nice. This ward on red is actually really nice because now you know where Udyr's starting. And if now they question mark ping it, you saw. So now they know that Steel's starting bot side. And now this actually benefits Nidalee, okay? This benefits Nidalee. Why does it benefit Nidalee? Well, because she starts blue. And that means that when they both get the top side, Nidalee's red buff will be on for longer, right? If he starts red and Nidalee starts blue and Nidalee gets red second, it's very basic. Nidalee will have red buff for longer, especially when she has Conqueror red buff and Udyr has no red buff. He can't win 1v1. So if you wait out Udyr red buff, you have prio in the early 1v1 if you're Nidalee. Both junglers pathing top side, really good. The reason that Blabber is doing this is because top should have the push. Now, I don't know what happens in this game that Blabber dies on crab, but he should have top push this game. So I will give Blabber the benefit of the doubt. The top lane should be pushing, and he should have help from Jace to get this crab. And that's probably their comms. Their level 1 comms are, Fudge, do you have top push? Yes. Okay, I'll path top. Can we contest top grab? Perks Fudge? Yes. Then that's the idea. That's what they want to do. That's why Perk's probably contesting the push, and that's why Fudge... I wish the camera went top here. Yeah, I think Fudge needs to push now. But I think that you have to adapt in the game as well. And when Blabber looks top here and sees that the pop push is contested, what he should do is do Krugs right now. And then he should either base and run to bot grab, or he should just run through mid, gank mid, and then run to bot grab. And then maybe try to abuse this bot lane pushing in. But what he's doing here makes no sense, to be honest. Finding jungle is fine, but he's not doing his last camp, and he is. That means that Steel's going to be level 4. And then Blabber sees him smite. So in my mind, I think Blabber thinks he can smite away the crab because Steel has no smite. The problem is he has no mid push, he has no top push, and he has no bot push. So as soon as he steps into this river, he's actually alone. This is not a normal thing. He completely griefs it. We know exactly what's about to happen. But he knows Udyr has no smite, and I think that's what led him to believe that he could just steal this away. And the problem Blabber has here is he made a big mistake of showing. Finding jungle is good, so that Jace is a lot safer. The problem is, once he found Udyr, and Udyr starts his top crab, what's going to happen if Blabber gives his top crab up? Well,
Pog, let's go, man.
Udyr's going to run top. Jace's wave is pushing into Gnar, which means that he needs to crash the wave, which means Udyr can stop him crashing the wave, which means they're fucked. Or Udyr just runs through mid and takes bot crab too, and he's already ahead, and then he takes his bot camp respawn. Whereas Blabber can only really do Krugs and base. So as soon as Blabber loses this crab, he is fucked. You have to know that. He's fucked once he loses this crab. Who else is fucked? Well, Fudge is fucked. Hard trading top. Jungle has prio. Top lane's fucked too. Perks can't help top. He zoom. So the whole early game fell apart. Not here. The whole early game fell apart here. This is where the early game fell apart. What he should have done is not shown. Taken this, maybe cover top. Taken this, maybe gone to bot crab. And maybe put a ward for Fudge. That covers out Steel being topside because it's warded. And it means he can get bot grab. Yes, Fudge might have to TP back because his wave's going to suck, but that's fine. That's fine. The early game's lost here. The crab was just horrific. But this is where the early game's lost. Jungle should not show. And we all know what happened, right? And now Steel gets the crab denied. Is his bot lane taking bot crab? His bot lane took bot crab. Okay, that's a horror. So let's imagine Blabber didn't do that and Steel got top grab, okay? Look at top wave. Yeah, like this Chase can't lane. If his Nidalee does this camp and contest top, then he can lane. But if his Nidalee doesn't do Krugs, is level 3, and watches him take crab topside, this Jace can't play. You have to understand that's the reason that Blabber went for it. Look at this. Imagine jungle's topside as well. You know, Fudge can't play the game. He has to base and wait for, I don't know, maybe Vulcan to base and run top or something, because this Gnar can just hold the wave. Now the Gnar is going to start pushing because he's going to stop Jace's base, because the creeps will start hitting him. So now it's fine. But if that happened, then he'd be really fucked. What Blabber could have done is just stayed topside. Done his camp, not shown. Stayed behind Jace until his wave crashes, bases and go to bot crab, something like this. But what he did was just, yeah. Look at this wave, you see that? You see that? If Blabber, look at this. You can just about see it. The problem is, this is obviously a problem, right? This is obviously terrible. But the biggest problem is right here. Keep your eyes up there. That's the biggest problem. The wave's frozen. That means if Blabber doesn't get this crab and he's level 3, Jace can't lane. Look at that wave. He can't lane. So the early game was a mess. It was just because Blabber showed. That's the biggest problem. And showing his jungle is terrible in the early stages game. If you show his jungle just to scout enemy jungle, if you play at Volibear, it's fine. If you play things like Volibear, it's actually fine. But playing things like Nidalee and Udyr and you lose time on your camps, it's not worth. Unless Blabber can physically walk in here and his top laner is behind him or something, and he can just take the Grump in his face level 3, which is very uncommon. Very, very uncommon. That only really happens with mid push. Like if Raptors are up, you know. And you can just kind of walk in with mid. That only really happens that way. Now look again, bot wave. Kind of sucks. Frozen. Jungle's down, no information on Udyr. Wave's frozen. Again, this would be the same situation that Jace would be in, except they'd have no jungler, and it's 1v1. And he loses. I think C9's bot lane should have based there. Well, I guess they stayed to cheese, and they get first blood. Okay, really good play. Yeah, C9's bot lane play does really well. Now they can base. I don't know if they crashed the wave, but it doesn't really matter. I'll be honest. Yeah, they can't dive this. Alistar's their auto-filled coach. The only thing I know about Kazu is, I don't know who told me this, but Kazu, the DFM support, has retired 5 times. I don't know if that's true or not, but someone said that to me a couple days ago. So another problem Blabber has is top lane 2v2 is losing. But it's fine, because Jace will do better than Gnar. If Jace can just get some vision, just take this pink away and maybe put a ward like here or something, or here with a pink or something, or some defensive pink here to see mid moves. And just leave Jace to farm up, then it's okay. But if this Jace is getting 3-man dove, then the game's lost, of course. So the way Blabber should play this game now is put defensive vision topside, maybe uses pink for his top laner here. They do still lose bot side 3v3 because Blabber is a lot weaker than Udyr. That's what Steel's doing. He's making sure that they're going to play this bot side 3v3. So his bot lane can actually crash these waves without getting ganked, right? And I think the biggest problem that C9 have as well is the mid push. The Zoe has perks on a tower, which is fine because Orianna is always going to scale and be useful in fights anyway. But it doesn't help when you're playing Nidalee and you're behind. If Nidalee was behind like this and you had the Zoe mid push or some kind of mid push, then it just helps, right? Any pushing lanes help. The problem is Gnar's pushing, Zoe's pushing, and the bot lane push is contested because Steel went there. Now he has to go topside, so C9 should have bot push, which is nice. And they can start Drake, which is nice. This is how Blabber should play the game. Defensive pinks topside. Problem with this Drake start is now Herald's up. So as soon as you take Drake and enemy jungle hears it, and you have top push, you're trading first Drake for Herald. First Drake for Herald is never worth it. But C9, you have to also argue, like, if Blabber was here, could he really do anything about this Herald? The answer is no. So as bad as it is, it just has to happen. I think that C9 could have picked Renekton on 3, and that allows Blabber to play topside still, even if he's behind, because the 2v2 is strong. But Jace Nidalee 2v2 is not that strong, actually, if the Nidalee is behind. Whereas Renekton Nidalee is always strong. Doesn't matter how far behind Nidalee is, it's still really easy to execute. And now when this happens and you have top push, like, yeah, it just sucks. What can you do? I think the only way that C9 could have cracked this game open now, which sucks for Vulcan, maybe, is maybe, just maybe, Vulcan hits 6 on his wave bot, and he just bases in fog and runs top. Because he knows that they have Herald, and he knows that they're going to contest top camps, and they probably know that they want a Herald top. And they have mid push. Instead of getting playthings that Vulcan could have base, and he was here by now, running, you know, and then maybe Jace can collapse, and Orianna can run, and they can actually collapse on this. But instead, Vulcan stays in lane and gets a plate. Maybe that was a window, you know. I think that someone has to give something up. Because right now, the map, even though they're up 300 gold, the map state is fucking horrendous. On top side, at least. Bot side, it's really fine. Bot side, they're chilling really hard. Maybe now Vulcan can roam. Maybe this is better roaming timer. But now it's expected, right? C9 still have a good poke comp. Jace will still outscale Gnar. Orianna will still be more useful in fights. Varus Leona is always still really good level 6. Just Nidalee's really behind. And if Nidalee's behind, then the game's really rough. But now, yeah. Does he die here? I don't know, actually. Jace dead. Yeah. Your Jace Nidalee are behind. It's horrific. Now they're gonna Herald top right, and I don't know. Fudge could TP back, I guess. Maybe he can defend it. The top tower's dead. Yeah. Maybe they could have done something about this. I don't know. Maybe Vulcan can run top. I don't know. I know Vulcan's doing really well in this lane, and he's winning his lane, but maybe Vulcan can run top here and get some vision for Jace. Or Blabber and him should be going top side instead of bot side mid, because there's already pinks here. Maybe they want to catch out Alistar, but maybe they should go top side here and relieve some top pressure, because right now they should know, right? They should communicate, like, there's a pushing wave. They probably don't have any information on Udyr. Maybe they want to get bot camps and bot vision, but they already have it. I think they should have gone top side here. I think what they should have done is just ran top side together. I know they want to contest bot grab and get bot vision, but top lane is in a horrendous top spot. If you imagine the map for Fudge, you know this, he sees nothing here. He sees nothing. And he's playing Jace getting pushed in. But yeah, still, it's like hindsight thoughts. But I think that somehow you have to get the Jace some kind of vision, maybe. But even, the problem they have is even if Vulcan runs top and gets vision, and then runs back through mid to bot, in 30 seconds time, DFM will just retake it. With Zoe pushing the wave. Gnar catches one wave on the tower and pushes, and then Udyr just comes again, and they just take the vision again. So it's a really hard game state. Even though the gold was even, like the game state is really, really terrible. I mean, Blabber gets bot grab, he gets his Raptors. Maybe he can get his Crux too. Maybe they can zone away Kai'Sa from a wave. It's not the end of the world. 2k gold down at 10 minutes. It's not the end of the world. Them being behind is really, really horrific for the game state, but it's not the end of the world. The people who will suffer now, of course, is Perks. Perks is going to suffer now, because Gnar can either run mid, because he doesn't have to catch top wave for a while, or he can run top, push top into here, because he has a pink on the enemy red, and then just run here and just stand in a bush, and Perks can never do anything. All he can do is this, and they can try to force things bot side. But even then, Gnar has TP. Zoe will start to push mid when Gnar's around. So this is the only wave that C9 can really play on, I think. Because now when Zoe pushes his mid wave, it's really, I don't know. Look at this. Now Gnar runs mid, and Perks is the one who suffers for this. There it is. Now Perks is the one who... Does he have to flash? Probably, right. Is he dead? Okay, he just touched away from the boulder. Yeah. And now you lost top push, and now you lost mid push. Now Evie can go back top and catch the wave. And his job's already done. Mid no flash. Now we have mid push. Bot lane's now relieved. So the way the game works is pressure translates through lanes, right? So you have push top, you go to mid, you pressure mid. And now once you pressure mid, now bot lane can push. Because two pushing lanes, they can retake this vision, and yeah. Now they can retake bot side, and now C9 have no vision. So now your winning bot lane can't do anything. Because top lost, which meant mid lost, which meant bot lane can't push. And this will keep happening. It keeps going in turns, right? Now they're going to push out top again, and they're going to do the same thing. And then eventually it's just... Yeah, it just comes down to dragons. So that's why I think C9 forcing this dragon kind of made sense.
Let's go, man.
That was really lucky that they got this dragon. That was really lucky. They should have lost the Drake there, and they should have lost the member. Obviously, they stole it with Nidalee Spear, but on paper, they should not have got that Drake. Now you lose your bot camps. Yeah, Jace is getting something here, which is nice. Because Gnar had to TP in. Great, he's going to get like a couple plates maybe. A little bit of CS, but still, it's not like game winning, right? He's still 300 gold down. So being 2k gold down is not the end of the world for most teams. But with what C9's playing with Nidalee Jace, it just hurts a lot. The only way they can come back is like mistakes maybe. And maybe Sven and Perks can clutch a fight together, because their champs are really strong, right? On hit Varus will do a lot of damage frontline. And Orianna can clutch a fight too. And Perks is up a level still. A little bit ahead in XP because Arya is roaming around. I think Arya will probably get level 11 off this wave. So C9 will get bot tower because Gnar pushed out top with no TP, and Alistar showed top side. So now they can walk up and get bot tower. Great. This is really good. They're probably going to lose Herald, and they're going to lose their top side vision. So Fudge can't really do much this game. They move from bot to mid, and Fudge is dropping top wave. So they look like they want to fight something or try to get some vision. Looks like I think he just shock blasted the wave. C9 want to force something. This is the problem. Leona Varus engage is unreliable. Arya has spellbook for cleanse. Kazu has... Utapon has cleanse, sorry. And there's an Alistar in your face too. So the Varus Leona engage is like pretty poor. So when you're playing this kind of pokish comp with unreliable engage, it's really hard to start a fight. The only thing I think DFM is doing wrong here is I don't think their bot lane should be mid right now. I think they should run bot and just push out bot. This bot wave's been terrible. And I think putting Zoe on a side lane is not what you want to do. As much as it's probably fine against Nidalee Orianna, I think having Zoe mid is always better. Unless they put Varus Leona mid. Then I think they have to match them because Zoe has no cleanse, right? So stepping up the clear waves is actually kind of risky. Leona ult, Varus ult. He's the only one who's vulnerable right now because he used his cleanse. So now Kai'Sa will push out and move mid. and he'll keep covering him. But Fudge has been in this part of the map for like the last 8 minutes of the game. Yeah, he can't really do shit. As much as you can keck W Fudge here, right? What could Fudge realistically do with this game? His jungler died. He had no vision the whole game. The enemy team got Herald for a Drake's, and he's getting dove 2-man non-stop. You can't really blame Fudge for that. There's really not much you can do. Like, Zoe has push, which is, I mean, expected. Perks just needs an item or two, and he'll pop off in fights. And his jungler can only play bot side. C9 bot did a 2v2 kill. Great. That's awesome. Their bot lane's winning. Perks is handling mid pretty nicely. He's handling top pressure as well after moving mid. But realistically, you're playing Jace 1v2 with no vision. So not even fucking Nuggery could pull that off probably. But I think Fudge so far has done everything he can. He's done everything he can. He didn't TP to the Drake. He kept trying to play for himself. This is what C9 should have done way earlier, I think. When their jungle support's moving topside, they should have done this like 10 minutes ago. Or like 9 minutes ago, whenever it was that they moved bot side to get bot vision when they already had it for Drake. But they have a win condition for dragons. This is how the game should be. This is how the game should be, right? Jay should have the push. Jungle should be in their top track jungle. Nar can't walk up. He loses. Yeah, he has no vision. And this is how the game should be. So C9's rotation here is good. The problem is they're probably going to Herald mid now and they're going to lose mid tower. Which sucks. And then they can move bot because they have a bot wave too. So if DFM pushes in and take this tower and move bot, I think, yeah. It sucks. It's too late. And that you can just see that's right. Now I can move bot, and now all the tier 1s are down, and Dragon's up soon as well, so there's no way C9 can fight it, right? So I don't know if it was miscommunication in the early game, that Fudge would have more top push, or Blabber thought he could get out, because Steel had no smite for the crab. But the biggest problem Blabber did this game was he showed. He showed, and that gave Steel all the information, and then obviously he made the mistake on the crab. But these are the two biggest mistakes he made. I think showing was really a bad idea. Just to find the enemy jungle, I think he should just full clear and maybe cover top with a ward and base and go bot side or something. Or maybe what you could do is Nidalee, is you could, because you know you're starting red, maybe you just clear from top to bot, take bot grab, base, and then cover top. Makes it more efficient, because then your top camps respawn when you're top side still, so it gives you more time around top side. Which is actually interesting, because a lot of junglers think, okay, I want to play top side. A lot of junglers say, I want to play top side. So how do I play top side? Well, I'll start bot side and path top. Okay, sure. Once you start bot side and path top, you can spend about 30 seconds here until you have to base and go to your respawn. But if you start top side and go bot, what you can do is full clear, base, go top side, take the top grab, or trade for bot grab, base, and go top side, right? And then you can stay around top side for 30 seconds, and then take your top side respawn, and then stay around top side even more. But that's actually a really good thing. Canyon does that a lot. Canyon does that a lot. He starts on the side that he wants to play for, and then when he bases after clearing to the opposite side, and his top laner plays safe. Let's go, man. He takes bot grab, his top laner plays safe, puts a ward.
Amazing content.
Gets pushed in early, and then he bases, runs back top to his respawn, and then he plays top side, and he has 2 camps to play around while he's topside, you know? Like, if you watch Canyon's Graves game yesterday, what he did was got a Scion leash topside when he played Graves. Then he did a full clear into bot side. Full clear, took bot crab, took enemy raptors, took double crab, took his respawns, based, and then went topside again. Because he plays topside after starting topside. And he took the enemy top camp's respawn on the 3rd respawn. Cool, Jace 2 items now. So Jace should win side lane. So the good thing is Jace should win the side lane against Gnar, which is great. And C9 playing topside, top defensive vision for Nash. I think DFM's Nash is not super fast, but it's decently fast with Kai'Sa. And they're keeping Zoe mid, which I think is crucial. Because Zoe can have cleanse now if he needs. Oh, shit. He's dead. I think Perks just wanted to get some vision here. Probably didn't expect them to just drop the wave and just run top. Yeah. Small mistake. Dies. Now they can push in top. Maybe they can even hit top tier 2. Or even start Nash. They can do whatever they want now. Oh, boy. I think that TP is a bit too deep. I don't think they can do anything with this Mega Gnar. Problem is he TP'd way too far away from his team. Even still, he's way too far away from his team. Like, there's... What is the follow-up? This is a mistake, I think. This team fight is really bad for DFM in this area, I think. Look at the hits. You can just... This is a very common mistake pro teams do, is they over chase. Like, first of all, the TP is bad because his team's too far away. Like, who the fuck's gonna follow up on this? Mate, your Zoe's in Afrika Freaks. Your Kai'Sa doesn't even have ult and she's not on the same screen. Which is fine. Now you just have to back off. They're overforcing here a bit, and now you have to run. Now the reason team fighting here is bad is because look at the hitting, right? You can hit from here, you can hit from here. Maybe if someone was here, like Perks with Shockwave, whatever is here, the only place you can hit them is here, right? So just by process of elimination, you can't really win fights in this area, even if you're so far ahead. So yeah, a lot of teams make that mistake where they're really far ahead, they go into the enemy jungle and they start fights really deep next to their tier 2s, and you realize that you can't actually get good fights. That's how it works. That's why you never see like teams like 22 minutes in look for fights around this area. It's really impossible. Like, for example, lots of teams do the same thing where they walk in here and they try to get these pinks at 20 minutes. when they're slightly ahead, which is impossible. Because once you walk in here, if you're contesting this pink, enemy team can hit you from here, here, and here from the tower. And what are you doing? You can only chase into their towers or into their nexus. It's terrible. Okay, so C9 is setting up on this Drake because they have a really good Dragon Wing condition, right? They have 2 Drakes. Their positioning is good. And now you might be wondering, why did they drop mid-wave? A lot of people who are like new to the game, a lot of people talk about mid-wave, right? And there's a lot of layers to the mid-wave push. Having mid-push is always good because what that means is you can control this area, right? Which is great. But C9 are actually playing smart. They're playing over waves. And now waves give you information because if someone was to show here, that means that DFM can get full control of the river, right? But instead of going for mid-wave, C9 drop it. They play through bot, which is a very common tactic you'll see pro teams do. They're playing through bot. Now what that does is bot wave's even, which means they don't have to show on the wave, which means DFM don't have vision here. They don't have too much vision. They have 1 ward here, which they got, which is lucky. Or really well placed. Which means they're going to play through bot. Which means when the fight actually starts to progress and Drake starts, it's actually even. It's actually an even playing field, right? DFM, if you look at their fog of war, they probably see to about here. They can't actually see back. And it's the same for C9. Once this ward dies, they can't really see back. So it's actually a really even fight. So if a team's behind or slightly ahead, what they'll do is they'll drop mid wave sometimes, or they'll drop bot wave, and they'll go the opposite way. So instead of C9 trying to get this going and then push through their enemy's vision, it's really risky against things like Zoe. Fuck the mid wave. No one gives a shit. Let's set up here so that we don't have to play against the Zoe when we face check them, right? So a really standard thing. Really well played from C9. Good setup. Really good setup. So now I can actually have somewhere to run to. Problem is the enemy team's really far ahead. That Gnar just fucking ran it. And Perks didn't have flash. I think Perks made a small mistake there going for blue. I mean, as nice as blue buff would be, the second he sees Alistar here, he knows he's fucked. He's no flash. He can't walk into Udyr. He can't walk into Alistar. He has no flash. He's dead. So Perks dies because Kai's ults on him. Gnar dies because I don't know what that Gnar is doing. I don't know if he thinks he's Mega Gnar or something, but that guy just ran in. Oh, he does. His Mega Gnar just ran out. So that's a small blunder, I guess. You see, he jumped, flashed, and his Mega Gnar just ran out. Did Vulcan try to save him? Yeah, Vulcan going over the wall tried to save Perks. I think that's also, yeah, sucks a bit because now his team can't help him. They die. Really well played from DFM. Good setup, good engage. Kazu played that really well by coming from the side and like kind of sandwiching Perks there. More mechanical intricacies in fights. And now I can Hex Slash over the wall if he wants to. C9 have no vision, so it's really hard for them to walk up now. I think if Kazu just Hex Slashes over, he can just get a combo. He still has ult as well. That spear bought him a lot of time though. Yeah, Sven dies, no flash. I think DFM should not take this fight. Maybe they should actually. Yeah, I think taking this fight would be expected. Fudge plays it really well. Really well played from Fudge. Gets 2. They actually get Kai set as well. So it's actually a 4 for 4. Which is ridiculous considering the start of the fight when your mid support are dead. That's really, really weird. That's really, really good, sorry. He gets speared so he can't Hex Slash. Yeah, exactly. That's why Alistar had to run all the way around. So C9 are actually playing really well from behind. They played really well in terms of like setting up their teamfight positioning. So that was really good. But yeah, I think Fudge has done everything he can this game. Kind of annoying this replay in reviews because, I mean, I want to see the setup. Yeah, they have monster topside setup. The reason they have this is because if you look after the fight, I'll go back a little bit more just so we can see the live thing. What happens is they get the dragon and they run away. The difference is they have to all base still now, or at least a couple of them do. Blabber especially. But the enemy team is sprinting topside. What they're doing is they're dropping bot side. What Evie's probably going to do here is push mid, run top, try to contest their top camps because he knows that his bot camps are up and they're all on the bot side of the map. And if they ever want to get top side, they have to show through here. And if he pushes the wave in time, that means they're going to show for 100%, right? And if they want to be cheeky and go like this, it's going to take them way too long. So, really good play. They realize that they have a really big tempo now, even though they just lost this Drake because they have TP on Zoe and their team's coming up and they have full vision coming topside. So that's why after this replay, the enemy team has vision topside. They took away the red buff. You can't see it. They took away red. They took away Raptors. They didn't get the Krugs. Doesn't matter too much. Oh, actually, Blabber got the red. How did he get there in time? Looks like they didn't do too much, actually, then. Just 1 pink and a couple wards. And they pushed out mid. So really good play. That's just how pro teams work. It's all about tempo. They used all their time bot side to get the Drake. So now we can run top side. Great. So now the game's all about Nash. Drake's dead. There is a soul point for C9. So DFM have to be careful about bot side. But they should have mid push. They should have bot push if Steel hovers around. But yeah, it's all about waves now. All about waves and information. That's how the late game works. Kai's at 3 items. Zoe's almost 3 items. Gnar is a bit behind, so Fudge will win the side lane. He is really fed. Fudge is like the win condition for C9 now, alongside the scaling carries, right? But he needs to start pushing out sides. The problem is he only has 1 pink, so he can't really push out that far. Look what they're doing. They're making sure they hover bot side because they don't want Fudge to be able to get pressure here and then base. And then DFM have a lane pushing into them. Varus, no flash. Really good engage. Really good engage from DFM. Really smart play. Covering bot so Fudge can't push and then just hard engaging mid. Flashing onto Sven with no flash. They'll get Nash now, I think, right? Yeah, Blabber, this is the thing when you push waves. Blabber shows on mid wave. They can see him. They have pinks as well, so they have full information of how much time they have to work with. And yeah, there's no chance they can do anything. What you normally do now is when Baron's dead, you run bot side and you get vision because the enemy team uses tempo. Similar to the Drake that C9 just did earlier on. They're using all their tempo on Baron. So what they could do here is, well, Vulcan's just coming out of base, so that sucks. But they could push this. Maybe they could push this. Maybe try to set up a pick on bot side, but this is very common. And pro teams don't really fall for this anymore. So just like we talked about a second ago, when the enemy team uses all their time on Baron, you can see exactly what C9 did. Let's just go back a tiny bit. So Drake's up, yes, but because DFM used all their time on the Nash, first of all, they tried to defend their mid tower, so Zoe overstays. Kaisa bases, Udyr greets for camps, so that means that C9 have a really big tempo advantage, right? They have a lot of time to work with. So they get some vision in their bot side to set up for Drake, which is always a win-win, because you're going to set up bot side anyway, because you lost Baron. So they're going to get mid push, even though the enemy team has Baron, they're going to get vision, Perk's going to TP back. So this is actually a good setup for C9 now, because it's their 4th Drake in 30 seconds, and they have a good setup wards. They have a bot wave, which is in a nice state. Even though it's pushing into them, it's a nice state, and they have full control here. So although they lost the Baron, and although they're down 5k gold, DFM don't actually have control. And control is a resource in League, right? Just like gold, tempo, items, anything like this, buffs, whatever it is, every single resource in League counts. So having this vision... Vision's also a resource. Having this vision and actual tempo on the map really helps. Evie has to TP back to try and contest it. And the Kaisa W actually helps a lot because now they can start to walk in. Heal and Kazu the front line. Evie 2. Ari is going to push mid. This engage from Kazu was a bit crazy. He just wants to pull the trigger here and get onto Perks. I think Perks could have flashed that knock up, but it doesn't really matter too much. Because this is actually not a bad fight now. This is not a bad fight if C9 can pull back. But Perks oversteps. Perks oversteps and gets hit by a full Zoe Q and a Kaisa Q. Zoe Q, Kaisa Q, and he dies, which really sucks. Utapon played that really well. And then he Gale Forces back. Really well played. Now it's a 4v4. Vulcan tries to turn it, but Evie also turns it first. So, yeah, the Gnar kind of carried that fight there. And then they win. I think that this was a fight that C9 could win. And you can see it, right? They're down 5k gold, but because of the control and a slightly poor engage from Kazu of overextending again like they did up top side, it was actually a winnable fight. But yeah, really clutched out by Zoe and Kaisa. They won the fight. If C9 won that fight, and they actually got like a 3-for-1 or 3-for-2, and they got the Drake, and they based, called top wave, I think they cleared top camps, they would actually be back in the game. But yeah. It was a good last stand by C9, because as soon as this Drake dies, and DFM have 5 minutes to work with of just pushing lanes with Zoe, with Nash, with Gnar, I think the game is lost, yeah.